In case you don't know, Google just rolled out an insane update where basically they're changing how Google search works. It's their biggest update in 25 years. Now, if you don't want to sit through a, let's see here, 9-minute video where I went over literally what's happened, well, here's the short story. Basically, well, Google has sort of made it useless or pointless to use ChatGPT for search, because why would you go to Google to go into ChatGPT to ask it something when you could just do that inside of Google? And that's what's changing. Now, Google was late to the party, right? A lot of people, even, for example, maybe you can agree with me here, a lot of your family members maybe use ChatGPT because Google didn't have a product that allowed them to speak back and forth with the chat, like with an LLM interface, to ask questions back and forth. Like Google, they just had the classic search, at the classic search box. And for like longer queries, like you'd say, hey, I'm a beginner gardener, I only have one leg, and I'm looking to know what are the best tools for one-legged people to use while gardening as a beginner. Like you never search that into Google search box because it's not designed for that. The user interface, the UI, it's not really designed for that. So you just go into ChatGPT and then you ask that, it will give you an answer. You could go back and forth in like a funnel format, asking questions to the LLM. And Google didn't have that. And that was part of the reason why they got ChatGPT like overtook them in terms of usage, because again, people wanted to interact with a software, or I guess tech, that allowed them to that allowed them to do that allowed them to go back and forth and speak with AI. That said, now Google has that. With the AI mode, I'm sure you guys saw like the AI mode, Google's AI reviews. Google's AI mode is literally Google's version of ChatGPT. So now you can do that. And this is what the latest update, by the way, still trying to get all this set up. But that's basically what Google's latest update is, which I went over in that video you just saw before. They go over how now you can literally use Google for every single thing you can use ChatGPT for. Upload files, images, go with it back and forth by default, okay? But you guys can go watch that video if you guys want. It's on this channel right here called, let's see here, Arvo, ARVOW. So it's the latest video, you guys can watch that if you guys want. Now, that being said, I'm not saying Google's gonna overtake all LLM products. Like for example, for coding, you might just wanna use Claude because it's better, right? Not that the model is necessarily better, but the user interface, the way in which you interact with it, is better for coding. There's like a preview, it's better for that. Google has its own product for coding, but for search, the usage of LLMs for search, the product itself is gonna be Google. It's not gonna be ChatGPT.